Hello folks and welcome back to the farm here in Castile y Leon, Farming Simulator 25 and the Soup Empire. Some of my videos have had a few views over the last couple of weeks, and if that was you, thank you very much. First thing we're going to do today, get rid of this baler. We're not going to be baling anymore. Anybody that's seen a previous episode knows that the price of straw is insane on this map, and it can't be intentional. Like £300,000 for a trailer full of bales. Anyway, gone. Didn't even bother towing it down to the shop to get it repaired and get as much money as we could for it, because it was a bit cheaty. Okay, so if you remember from the last episode, guys, we were able to finance the purchasing of this beautiful factory facility here in town. That's right, the canning factory is now ours. We own it. Excellent. So now it's time to start moving our thoughts towards thinking about how we're going to keep this thing supplied with veggies to make the soups, or the soup. So there's a couple of things that we want to do. We've talked in the past about setting aside fields for potatoes, carrots, peas, all those veggies, and we are still going to do that. But I think to keep us moving along nicely and to get the production working and get it going, I'm going to... I'll hit another sign. I'm all over the road here, crikey. To get things going and to get things moving, what we're going to do is spend a bit of money today, spend a lot of money today, and we're going to put together a production facility. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to come to our field here. Now, in the last couple of episodes, I was umming and ahhing about what I wanted to do with this field. I thought about vegetables, I thought about grass for animals, but then I thought, well, we need to somehow keep the canning factory stocked. Let's have a look at the canning factory and the things that we can make. So stuff like peas, carrots, onions, that sort of stuff, that's all grown in fields. But I noticed these, triple soups. Now why they're called triple soup, I don't know, because they require 5 ingredients, as you can see. But all of these ingredients are made in greenhouses. Tomatoes, garlic, I've seen before. Zucchini and gnocchi are mushrooms. This particular triple soup only needs 3. There are some things I've not seen on there before, like the bell peppers, and there's one other thing that I'd not seen before, but some cucumbers. Not seen those in greenhouses on previous playthroughs. But I thought if we can put the garages down, what am I talking about? We can put the greenhouses down, we can start making these things. Then we can at least start to stock up the canning factory and start to get producing, and just start to get a bit of an idea of how much money we're genuinely going to make out of this thing. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to basically put down some... this is me looking for peppers, by the way, just idly wondering how you get peppers to make these things, bell peppers. You can't grow them. As I said, you've never seen them in... I've never seen them in a greenhouse before. But there must be some way of making them. So let's go for it. Let's have a look at anywhere we can buy peppers. Anybody that grows them, makes them. Doesn't look like it. So I guess we have to grow them ourselves. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not entirely sure how. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it in a minute. So what we need to do is we need to have a look at this field here. Look, see how flat it is. It's relatively flat. We are going to have to do a little bit of work on the ground, but I want to put down some big productions down here. I essentially want to get 5 greenhouses going, 1 greenhouse per ingredient. So we'll have 1 greenhouse doing the tomatoes, we'll have 1 doing the spring onions. There's the cucumbers and the bell peppers. So it's a mod, right? Yeah, so on the normal greenhouses, you can't do... These must be vegetables that are unique to this map. Excellent. So now we know how to make them, guys. Let's get these things down. So the greenhouses, I think we'll probably go with the £10,000 one rather than the £130,000, because we do need 5 of them, 1 for each production. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time here. There's 1, 30,000 gone, just like that. There's 2, 60,000 gone, just like that, and we're going to need another 3. So what we'll do is we'll set these. The other thing that I want to do is concrete this whole area. I want to buy a water source here, and I also want to buy an articulated lorry with a huge bowser that can take the water and make the whole process of watering quicker. At some point in the future, when I get bored of doing watering, I may set up the auto watering mod. I do have it, I just don't have it turned on. I find collecting the water and delivering the water quite peaceful. So this is going to take me a fair bit of time, guys, just to get this all going. So we'll speed this up for you, and I'll join you once our production facility is all good to go.
Well, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn. Yeah, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn. Ain't no place gonna hold me when the road keep rolling on. Left my baby crying, said you can't live that way. Left my baby crying.
And there we are, guys. In retrospect, it probably wasn't a great idea to plant trees on concrete. I might see if I can delete them, but I think I probably just need to chop them down. But anyway, they look a bit silly, but we'll sort that out at some other point. Okay, so the next part, there you go. Yes, they do look silly. So the next part of the plan, here's the beautiful facilities waiting for ingredients. Now I've had a look at these, and they take 3 ingredients: water, manure and herbicide. So the first thing we'll do, I think, is we'll get them all filled in with water, and then we'll sort out the herbicide and the manure. And I added a little asphalt road here because I'm going to be driving a tanker in. And there's another tree growing directly out of concrete. Okay, we'll get that sorted for next time, I think. For anybody that's unaware, trees don't grow straight out of concrete. I suppose they do. I mean, plants are pretty hardy things, aren't they? Anyway, vehicle sales. Let's have a look. We need a truck. I am probably going to go with the International Transstar 2. That's the one that I usually go with because it's affordable and it's powerful. Don't fancy the bother of an electric one at the moment, if I'm being totally honest, even though we've got the money. That's quite a nice one, but it's expensive. We're going to go with the Transstar. I probably should go with something else because this is the one I always use. But it's affordable. You can customise it to make it look a little less beige, I guess. Which is what I'm going to do here. I think we'll change it to short. We're not going to be hauling anything too huge on it. We will probably use it to transport the produce from the canning factory to the sell point at the right time of year with an articulated lorry on the back, a curtain sider. What I'm hoping actually, guys, is that at the canning factory they've got all those doors along the side that are just raised up off the ground. Now in real life you back your articulated lorry with the back open into those doors and then they drive the goods straight in. I'm pretty excited to see if I can do that actually, if they're put at the right height. I'm really hoping they are, so I can get a curtain sider permanently up against one of those doors. Maybe another couple just for decoration. And then a skid steer or some sort of forklift or wheel loader, and we can load the pallets directly into the articulated lorry. That'll be good fun. This lizard one looks a bit nuts. It can go up to 320,000 litres, 32,000. This one can do 5 million litres. Right, let's not be absurd here. We won't use one of these GT lizard ones that seem to be able to carry more water than the English Channel. Let's go for this one. So it's big enough. We need it to service 5 greenhouses. The greenhouses, I believe, take 10,000 each in terms of filling with water. So we'll be able to do 3 with one load here. So yeah, we're going to get this one. Again, it's one that I use quite a lot. Should probably mix it up a little bit, but as I've never made a series before, nobody can complain at me. Oh, hello. Yes, the auto drive, which I asked to bring back from the shop earlier on, always gets stuck in that spot. I wonder if we move that greenhouse now that we no longer need it, if it'll happily spin itself around. Anyway, it'll probably end up crashing into a tree. There's still a few of those in the yard that I think we need to get rid of at some point. Anyway, let's just get this tractor parked up, and then we'll go get our new truck. Here it is in all its glory, and our new Bowser. So this can hold 32,000 litres. I didn't want to go for anything smaller because we've got 5 greenhouses to power with this, and we'll head on up and we'll try it out. Let's get these greenhouses loaded.
Morning comes too early, hands already warm.
So here we are, guys. We've made it back to the production area. Let's get this filled up. As you probably noticed in the time lapse, I decided not to take the normal route back to the farm because we weren't actually going to the farm. We could have done, just gone straight past it and come down here. So I thought, no, we'll stay on the road, and we ended up needing the map to find the place. But anyway, we're here now, and we can't fill the Bowser on this side of the water tower. Okay, not a problem. Let's just make sure that I haven't bought a silly tanker that can't take water or something like that. Can we fill it up from the other side? No. Okay, so it might be a bit of a problem here. Let's just keep edging forward. Ah, yes, we can fill from the other side. Okay, that's a bit awkward. I think we've got a bit of money to spare. I think we'll get this water tower and we'll spin it around the other way, so that it's easier to collect the water from it as we go past. The idea is, guys, I want to be able to pull into here, gather the water, and just simply drive down in a straight line, turn around and get some more water, drive back in a straight line. So let's go into construction. Let us remove this water tower. Destruction mode. It cost us 10,000, but okay. Oh, my mistake. Alright. So where was it? Containers. It's somewhere down here. There we go. 10,000. Well, this one's only 3,000. Let's try this one. And I can see the water icon on the front there. Yeah, that's definitely the water icon on the front. Let's put this one down instead, because it's £7,000 cheaper and appears to do the same thing. Alright. I think that works. We'll just tidy up after ourselves, and we'll probably need a little bit of smoothing on there as well, just to soften that up. I've never quite got used to the tools. I think I'm so used to City Skylines where the terrain tools are so good that I'm not quite used to it. Anyway, let's try this out. Is this going to work? Can we fill directly from here? Yes, we can. Excellent. There we go. So this is going to take a few minutes, but this is looking like it's going to be a good way to go for us. So while we're doing this, let's have waiting for the water. There you go. We'll see that filling up soon. Just checking it could take 10,000 litres. So let's just recap the plan. We need to know what ingredients we need to make for our triple soup. Pick one of the triple soups and get the ingredients going, and get each one of these 5 greenhouses producing a different one of those goods to keep the cannon factory stocked up. And that's going to get us going while we're working our fields with the rest of the crops. I'm doing peas, that's for sure, for the big field right outside the farm with the sorghum that we bought a few episodes ago. I'm thinking potatoes, so I'm thinking 2 fields of peas and a field of potatoes, because you can use potatoes in the canning factory. Wait a minute, that cost me money. That cost me nearly £10,000, £9,500. Oh, that won't do. The water out the water tower was free. I guess somebody delivers it to you and you pay for the delivery, or... Well, we've paid for it now, we might as well move on. I think we're going to come back and replace that thing with something that doesn't cost us £9,500 every time we want to collect some stuff that falls out of the sky. Right, let's go back. It doesn't say anything on it about having to pay for it, but okay. We've also got the well. I mean, it was a few episodes ago now, guys, but we discovered a well on our property, which we could fill. Let's try the well. I mean, I wanted something a bit bigger, but for £1,000, I mean, you can't really go wrong if this works. And it works in the farm, the one that we've got in the farm, so there's no reason why it shouldn't really. Okay, that's the first one full. I'm going to fill up the rest, and I will rejoin you once that's all done, and we'll look at the next step, which is going to involve manure.
Well, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn.
Well, as you can probably see, guys, more shenanigans with the water sources. I just couldn't get the tanker in the right spot for the well, and I've got to be honest, with it being the third water source I've placed, I'd lost a little tiny bit of patience. So I thought, right, it's going to cost me some money. In fact, this whole episode is costing me money. What did we start with? 340,000? Anyway, it's going to cost some money, but we're going to put the water tower back, because I know it works, and when it's the right way around, we can pull it just right next to it. It looks pretty cool, and no reason not to, apart from questionable financial choices. Okay, the lorry's struggling to turn a bit, but it always does when you're trying to make such a steep turn. Sharp turn. So let's get these last two filled up to the brim with H2O. The other three on the left hand side are already all done, and they're good to go with that particular ingredient. But now we need to turn our attention to manure and herbicide, which is the other two ingredients that these modded greenhouses can take. Now I'm assuming we need them because they're on the input materials, but we've got a dispenser, a nice little dispenser back at the farm, built into one of the sheds as the hole in the wall that if you've seen any previous episodes you will have seen me buying lime and fertiliser and herbicide from there. It's a bit like one of those automatic sort of filling station type of ideas. You just pay for what you need and away you go. So we'll probably utilise that. We'll go back to the farm. The only thing that I think we're going to need is a device for carrying herbicide. Now manure, I'm fairly sure, goes in a truck. Herbicide will need some sort of bowser, some sort of container. Sorry, I'm saying manure, I mean compost. How many times have I said manure when I meant compost? Anyway, I do believe, over here, let me show you this. If this is your first time here, guys, this is the hole in the wall. This is where you can buy all the good stuff and have it sent to the farm, presumably at some sort of a charge. Now, can we buy compost from here? Well, we can certainly buy herbicide. Let's start with, let's get 10,000 litres of herbicide, and we'll put those 10,000 into one of the greenhouses. I want to do a bit of an experiment, guys, because that's quite expensive. 13,000 for one greenhouse worth of herbicide. That's going to make it, what, 65,000 for all of them, which seems, that seems a lot of money just for the herbicide. Let's check the compost. I'm expecting that to be a little bit cheaper. 10,000 litres is £10,000. I mean, that's an expensive compost, but I mean, I suppose it is quite a lot of compost. So we're going to need two things here, guys. Let's sort the compost first. But let's go over and we'll grab the steer, and we'll grab the trailer that we use to transport the grain. Can't see anything that could possibly go wrong there, transporting compost and grain in the same truck or the same trailer. If it was manure, maybe not, but let's go. Hello, came with that a bit quick. But anyway, we're down to 48,000. Now this could get quite expensive, guys. Remember, I've only bought compost and herbicide for one greenhouse, and it cost $23,000. Pounds. I'm gonna have to seriously think about this. I mean, do they even need these two things? I don't know that either. Maybe the yield is improved if you put them in, but potentially they're not needed. We could get away with just doing water. I was right about the compost. It just goes straight into the back of this trailer, or magically morphs into the trailer, because I seem to have missed. But then again, we ain't got a lot of room down here. We crashed the tractor into the wall just to get it in here. And in fact, I'm just delighted that I found the drop point. I don't know if you guys have seen the episode where I first started trying to use this thing. It's extremely random. where you go to get the stuff dropped into your trailer. So a little bit of a tight corner, but what we'll do is we'll take this down to the field, and down to the production facility. There used to be a field, and we'll get it put in, and then we'll do the same with the herbicide. But we're going to need to make a stop to buy a container for the herbicide first. Like I said at the very start, guys, we are spending a lot of money in this episode. We did, however, forget to feed Ghost at the start of the episode. Where is he? He's normally around these days, because I'm normally avoiding running him over. Doesn't seem to be, must be out in the fields, doing whatever the dogs do out in the fields. So let's take this down to the productions. Let's think about these finances again. I mean, 10,000 for compost, 13,000 for herbicide, and that is to completely fill one greenhouse. So that's 23,000 to completely fill one greenhouse, which it means it's going to be 115,000, if my calculations are correct, to fill up all of those productions with compost and herbicide. That's a lot of money, and I'm beginning to wonder whether this is a good idea. I'm actually starting to ponder whether this is a good idea. I don't even know where this stuff goes in, to be honest. Look, does it go in here? Nope. Let's try around the front. I think we're just picking one of these at random just to fill up with compost, and we'll come back and fill it with herbicide. But I'm really starting to worry, guys. I'm really starting to think this was a bad idea, because it seems like you need to spend an awful lot of money. Now, if I was producing my... Oh, there you go, we can dump it in there. If I was producing my own herbicide, if that's even possible, and my own compost, if that's even possible, there must be productions that enable you to make those, then maybe this would be worthwhile, and that might be something that we can investigate in the future. Making our own compost, making our own herbicide. Maybe there's a production chain somewhere that will allow us to do that. But for now, I'm really starting to think that this was not a good idea. Anyway, we only need something that can hold 10,000 litres of herbicide. This can hold 8,000. What about one of these modded ones? 4,000, again, not quite big enough. 6,000. Anybody that's been watching this series at all is probably shouting at the screen now, "You've got one of those on your farm, you fool." Yeah, I didn't realise that until afterwards. I completely forgot about that one. We could have just used the one on the farm. Here's this really cheaty one again. We could make this. How much could we put in this? A lot. Let's make it 20,000 litres. I mean, it's a bit silly, but you know, it's a mod and it's an official mod, so let's make use of it. Let's not go nuts and give it a million litres worth of space, because we're going to be carrying a hazardous material in the herbicide. We'll make it red, I guess, or maroon. Yeah, it's going to be. Is herbicide hazardous? I guess it's hazardous to weeds. Anyway, so we're going to grab this. We're going to go down to the shop. We're going to grab this. We'll leave this trailer here for now. And I think we'll take a nice little trundle down to the shop, pick up this trailer, and I will see you back here with the herbicide.
Morning comes too early, hands already warm, working for a better day, trying to keep me warm.
So a couple of interesting things happened in the time lapse. Oh, crashing into the gate, I'm forever doing that. A couple of interesting things happened in the time lapse. I thought I'd try and go through town and see if we could get there by going through town. It turned out to be a resoundingly bad idea. Not only are the roads incredibly narrow, they appear to go around. Oh, I've never bashed into whatever that thing is. I'm just all over the place today. Yes, the roads are incredibly narrow and they go round and round in circles, and I just got completely lost. And full disclosure, I reset my vehicle to the shop. I just got so hopelessly stuck. I just reset it. The other thing I tried on the way back was, if anybody saw the last episode, I tried to remove the trees from the roads that have been added in by a recent map update. I assume it's a mistake, but the map essentially has now got trees where trees are not supposed to be. And I used the auto drive mod, and the auto drive always wants to come back from the store and go to the store a certain way, and that way was blocked by trees. So I did a little bit of testing just on the way back. I just thought, right, I'll set off the auto drive just for a few moments, see if it can navigate through the roads now that I've cleared a few of the trees out the way. And it did, which I'm quite pleased about actually, because it means that I'll be able to use the auto drive to and from the shop to the farm, like I was doing before the map update. So I'm hoping the map creator might fix that, so all the trees stop growing in the roads. But until then, I've cleared a bunch of them with a mulcher anyway. And that's quite funny. I put a little clip in of that last time. I was moving at 1 mile an hour, chewing up trees. Took a while, I don't mind saying. Anyway, we've got our 10,000 litres of herbicide. We're on our way back to the production. We're going to do a test, I think. We're going to pop this in. We're going to set it to producing all of the stuff we need. And then we're going to go to sleep. And then we're going to come back tomorrow and see just how much of all this it's used. Okay, so the herbicide actually goes in round this side. Okay, that's fine. So this is the one that's got our water and our compost in currently. Because my hope is that the water goes down the same speed as water goes down normally, but the compost and the herbicide go down very slowly. You know, they don't take much herbicide, they don't take much compost, because of the costs of essentially buying these materials. There you go, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Because of the cost of buying the materials, I'm kind of hoping that they go down quite slowly. So we'll do a little experiment. We'll see. We'll have a look. What do we need to make our triple soup? Because there's actually quite a few things in here. Let's have a little look. We need to pick a triple soup first, because they all take different types of ingredients. This one seems reasonable: tomatoes, garlic, bell peppers, zucchini, and enoki. And our greenhouse can do all of those. So let's switch them all on. Let's find the one with the compost and the herbicide. It's going to be the last one, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. So, what did I say? Tomatoes. Yep, definitely. Bell pepper. Yep, definitely. What else do we need? Enoki. Yep. And the other type of mushroom. What's the other type of mushroom called? Oh, garlic we need. Is it oyster mushroom? Let's just double check. Now, which of these did I choose? Garlic, bell pepper, spring onion, zucchini, oyster mushroom. Yeah. What was this one? Tomatoes, garlic. I'm confusing myself now, and I'm also looking at the wrong greenhouse. What have we got going on? Oh, it's really hard to tell. It's the oyster mushroom, I think. I think that's the one that we're missing. Spring onion. So what have we got? Active tomatoes, bell peppers, enokis, garlic, and spring onion. Okay, well hopefully, there we go. We're growing. That looks quite cute actually. You can see some spring onions in the front there, some tomatoes around the back. The mushrooms are in a little case by they grow in the dark, don't they? Mushrooms, I think. Don't really know much about mushrooms. I know a lot about eating mushrooms. Anyway, let's have a sleep, and we'll come back in the morning and see how many resources our greenhouse has used. Well, good morning everybody, and oh my goodness me, can you see that property maintenance in the top right hand corner? It's gone now. It was £29,000. Wow, that has skyrocketed since I put these things in. That is a lot of money to pay for 5 greenhouses every month. The more I think about this, the more I think this is a mistake. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's made a load of stuff. Look at all these pallets. It's made loads. £29,000 maintenance every month. I just don't know, guys. I just don't know. I'll give it some thought. We may get rid of 4 of these and rethink the operation down here. but it's produced a fair amount. But looking at what it's used 1/3 of the compost, 1/3 of the herbicide, and 1/3 of the water, and that's unsustainable, guys. That is unsustainable. I'm not sure these greenhouses are staying. Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. It's been expensive, but it's been a learning experience. We'll make a decision, and then maybe next time we'll see what we want to do. But for now, appreciate you watching. I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care.